Bro, Bill was like, I want that Trump mouse, nigga. I want it all. So he could say in history that his dick was in Donald Trump's mouth. He wanted the world to know. That's crazy as fuck. Y'all are... No one is shocked that Trump is a bottom from how he acts, bro. He's so oppressive and strong and manly. He lived through the gunshot, but he's so... He's weak. He's a small little guy. He's a little dude. Like, he's such a child. He's very mentally lacking in emotional intelligence and intelligence and common sense. And that's the president. We're fucked, dude. We're fucked. This shit's crazy as fuck and disgusting. It's actually, like, sickening. It's sickening that he's a pedophile to this degree. And again, it's not shocking if you know the history of all this stuff and you care and you've learned throughout your life. Honestly, it's just from being a millennial, bro. And listen, I need people to understand millennials were that intelligent at those ages, bro. We were, like, knowledgeable of these things when we were 5. We've been suffering so long, bro. We're so tired. And we tried our best to, like, help construct people understanding and learning those things in our different, minute, and, like, huge spectacle way. A lot of us are so empathetic and loving that we were out here training people, training adults, mentally and psychologically, like, trying to help people understand, hey, this is a possible reaction to how you act. And then convey the emotion properly, but not actually going through that emotion. You just understand that ability so you can teach them to be better people. I was doing shit like that when I was a kid, dude. I'm tired. Anyway. Liberation is paramount. But that's going to take a lot of violence, thoroughness, and togetherness that we have to work towards and build while all being oppressed by capitalism and all these other things. That we all have reasonably dramatic reasons and have a lot going on and are stressed in every way imaginable because lives aren't lives, bro. Everything is controlled as if we're numbers. We're not humans. We're not people. All of us. The darker you are, the worse it gets. If you're a woman, it's at the worst. Black women are so powerful and strong. And it's just like, it's because they've suffered the most and have been dealing with this the most. And children oppression doesn't even get talked about. Children are, like, so oppressed and they're the worst treated. They're sexually, their abuse and their abduction and, like, how kids are just treated and talked to and treated like and not allowed to vote. It's just crazy because you can make Dakota Fanning get up there and act in those movies. You can have little Bow Wow making culture and history with black culture and hip hop. At the age he was, appealing to all age ranges. Grown men loved Bow Wow. All raising women loved Bow Wow. And yes, there's a lot of marketing that goes on with it. And they're manipulating certain things that are negative. But overall, it's just dope. And he couldn't vote until when? Stop playing with him. Stop playing with us. Like, that's crazy. And the way this is about kids' words and the way kids don't matter. And they're so targeted and destroyed. And if it's worse, again, if you're a person of color, black, LGBTQ, have disabilities, have mental illness, you are, like, going through so much. So we're fucking tired, and I'm tired. But we're trying, bro. We're never getting out of this. But we should, still try to fight. Because you should be able to live a life that's not monetized and controlled and allowed, where terrible things are just systematically taught against our wills. And then those people keep these bad things and oppression in place and lie and gaslight us into believing that's not what's heavily going on and agreed upon on purpose. Then we got genocides going on. And people just casually talk about and love oppression and genocide and don't realize how bad it is, and that they're not realizing that this is all evil as fuck. Just in a social aspect, it's been over for a long time. Not being, what is it called, when you're being too dark or whatever. I'm just rambling about the universe. And it's just, we're gonna die oppressed, and I've always been pissed about that. The Bill of Rights, I always called the Bill of Rights nothing but lies. The amendments, whenever we talked about them, I always made sure to say that in conversations. And people didn't really respond to it most of the time. I don't know if they knew what I was saying, but I was like, the Bill of Rights is fake, bro. They don't follow any of these rules. It's quite the opposite. Some of them, they apply certain ways to work better for their agendas. But I can't even get into that aspect because they don't know what I'm talking about. And then they learn certain things, and it's just bro, we're fucked. We're fucked. And also, a lot of men be knowing, and they don't care, and a lot of them are pedophiles more than people realize, bro. They always been pedophiles. All of them pedophiles. All of them are oppressive on purpose, patriarchal, super misogynistic. They're demons. In the bad way. Because, Satan is anti, but he's not. He can be perceived as not that way, but he is both ways, because that's the point. But God was like, I'm the one, nigga. Religion is killing us. Bad. Beating the shit out of us. Media literacy doesn't exist for so many people on the planet. Social commentary? Nah. Art? For meaning? Kinda. If it's about emotional things I relate to, maybe. And yeah, we acknowledge politics and systematic issues, I guess, and social issues, but that don't mean they, yes, there's performers and all of this. I get questioning it like that, but are you serious? And y'all really don't understand why Kendrick was like, why is this nigga even being mentioned in my class? He's not even in my rear view, bro. He's not even in my league. These are different ball games. These are different levels. And he shows you that consistently throughout the whole beef. And it's just niggas are really sitting here telling me Drake's still the GOAT. The catalog doesn't span for me. I can't play any of his shit on principle shit, though. Obviously, it's still sonically good. There's songs that I'm attached to because I loved Drake, even though I had the issues that Kendrick had with Drake. If you were really into hip-hop and black culture shit, bro, you felt the same way that Kendrick felt this entire time, bro. And J. Cole, I don't want to get into it because I'm about to get emotional. Because this man let us down, bro. You let Nas down. No, you let hip-hop down, nigga. You let yourself down. There's certain ways you could have went about this and handled that, bro. And if I don't want to hear you rapping not on that album, talk about having smoke with nobody, out rapping nobody, being if they want the bars, they can get the bars. It's a lie. So you lose the album 0.